Well, I'm Brian Norman, and for many years of my young adult life, I was an atheist. I did not believe the Bible. I did not believe there was a God or an afterlife, and one of the reasons why I believed that is because I believed what some people told me which was that the Bible was contradicted by science, that science had disproven the Bible because of the age of the earth and evolution and stuff like that. So I was an atheist. Well, if I can't believe the beginning of the Bible, then I can't believe any of it. Why should I believe any of it? Well, that lasted a while when I was about 12, 13, 14. When I was 15, I gave my life to Jesus. I became a born-again believer. And then, so I started studying these issues because I was still quite concerned about this. Well, wait a minute. I believe in God now, but if I can't trust what he says in the beginning of the Bible, how can I trust the rest of it? So I really started to do some research then. And that's when I found out, to my surprise, again and again, over and over again, everything the Bible says has been substantiated by science, quite the contrary of what I've been told earlier. I became very passionate about this issue because I realized other people were also living in the same deceit that I was living in, that the Bible had somehow been contradicted by science, whereas actually just the opposite is true. Science confirms what the Bible says over and over and over again on the issues of the age of the earth, evolution, all these topics that people have questions about. And so because I want to help other people see that also, I decided to write some fun books that people could get into, especially people who were my age when I was an atheist. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds are loving my books. So it's young adult fiction, it's fantasy fiction style. It's written from the perspective of modern young people who are learning about these things as they go back in time to early Earth, to life on Earth before Noah's flood. And so while they're there, they're learning about these things. They're learning about how people could live to be 900 years old, how it could be that dinosaurs actually exist with human beings. I thought science disproved that, right? Well, not actually. How it is that people were actually created in the image of God as intelligent people and did not evolve as apes eventually into human beings. So I write about those things in a fun way that young readers can get into and really enjoy while still learning about science and the Bible. I went through an overhaul of my office and I got rid of just about everything that had nothing to do with what I was writing about. So if you look at my office now where I write, it looks like an old world, era from, several hundred years ago. I try and keep as many modern things hidden as possible, and I just try and get myself into the zone. This is more like what the world looked like back, and then that's what I want my ambiance to look like as I write. I love it when a good story can capture an audience. Like for example, The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis captures readers that are I was 11 when I started reading those books, and I know that people in their 70s and 80s and 90s read those books. And one of my reviewers online actually compared my books to Narnia, which I take that as a high compliment. But that's books like that inspire me, where they can actually get a young reader and an older reader and still engage both ends of that age spectrum with the story. And that's what I seek to do in these books as well. But I don't think the books are ever going to go away. There are too many people like me who just love holding on to a hard copy book. And the Bible actually addresses that topic. The Bible, of course, is a book, and it says in the last part of the Bible that those who are saved will have their names written in the Lamb's book of life. The Lamb meaning Jesus, and there's a book of life in heaven that has our names in it, those of us who are saved. So that tells me that books are eternal, and I think libraries, no matter how far we go into the future, will always have hard copies in them as well. Be persistent and write about only that which you are passionate about. Writing is a hard labor. It takes hundreds, really thousands of hours to put out a good book. And if you're not persistent, you're not going to finish. And if you're not writing about something that is deep within you, that you're passionate about, like I'm passionate about the things I write about, if you're not passionate, you're probably not going to finish. I know many people who say, hey, I'd like to write a book, or hey, I've started a book. But I know it takes more than just starting and wanting it. It takes having that drive to be persistent to finish. And I think we can only really do that if we're passionate about what we're writing about. So persistence and passion.